Howdy, everybody. Pastor Eric here on a Friday, March the 20th. This is our fifth lunchtime devotional in a row, and we're going to be doing these lunchtime devotionals every day throughout this period of social distancing. But what I wanted to talk about today is a verse that many of you have probably read before. It is in 1 Thessalonians 5, verses 16, 17, and 18. And those verses say, "Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Jesus Christ for you." Now, first of all, I have to agree that that is a pretty difficult set of verses to live up to. And we do need to know a couple of things about it. When here, Paul, and this is the church in Thessalonica, which is one of the churches that Paul started. And Thessalonica is actually a city a lot like many of the cities that we have here in America. It's a busy city, a center of culture, a center of industry. It's a multi-ethnic city, mostly Greeks there, but there are a lot of Romans there because it is the people in this city were Roman citizens. And so Paul had come here to build a synagogue or to start a Christian church. And he started going to the synagogue, and he didn't have a lot of success there, but ultimately he did build a church. And the whole time he was there, so nobody could say anything against him, he was actually making tents in order to have money to live because he was not asking for an offering. So this city is kind of a tough city in his memory. It's not necessarily the most fun place that he had ever been. And it's a city that has its share of troubles. And so for him to say these things, to say, "Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you," is really quite remarkable. You know, it's easy to rejoice when things are going well. It is easy to give thanks when things are going the way you would like it. And right now, there's a lot of things going the way we don't want them to go. There are a lot of things that are going in a way that's can be upsetting. And at the same time, we are trying to live our lives, and there's uncertainty. We don't know if there's going to be a loss of jobs, a loss of the place where we work. A lot of businesses just can't go 2 weeks, much less 8 weeks or 12 weeks without the cash flow coming in. So, man, it's a period of time when a lot of people can have uncertainty and your nerves can get up. But what we can do is we can control how we react. This verse doesn't say, rejoice when things go well. Celebrate whenever you win the game. It says, rejoice always. It doesn't say, pray when you're excited. Pray when you feel like God's close to you. It says, pray without ceasing. And it's important to know here the Greek word for without ceasing does not mean never stop praying. Paul knew you had to work. I mean, he worked in Thessalonica making tents. So he's not saying every second of every day pray. But the Greek word that's translated here without ceasing means consistently, on a consistent basis. Always be praying, come back to prayer on a regular basis. And then the last of the three things in this set of verses is give thanks in all circumstances. And remember, this is a person that by the time he's writing this has been through so much for Christ. He was shipwrecked, he was stoned, people arrested him. He wrote so many of the New Testament letters while he was in jail. And yet here he says, give thanks in all circumstances. Now, I know for some of us, it's a tough circumstance where we are. And we're getting used to living together in tight circumstances with our spouse or our children, and that can be difficult. And there are many positive things that we can do, practical things, daily things, whether it's getting a book out, making a puzzle, figuring out things that you can do to actually teach your kids or to spend time in growing your relationship with your spouse and with your children. So they're great things that we can do during this time. And those great things are going to occur to us if we're rejoicing in the little victories of the day. Those great things are going to be more likely to occur if we're in a good relationship with God, and then we can be in a good relationship with those around us. And they're going to occur if we can be giving thanks for the little victories, because then we'll see their little victories all around us every day. Well, that's the lunchtime devotional for today. Have a great afternoon, and God bless.